Okay, so now that we understand our buyers a little bit better, let's talk about how we should approach selling to them in ways that are compatible with their circumstances and their habits. So firstly, we're going to talk about insight-based selling. So what are insights? As defined by Brainshark.com, insights are relevant and compelling market research, data, point of view, experience, or expertise that when shared helps someone see things differently. And that last part, help someone see things differently, that is the key part. Okay, because as sellers, our goal is to move our clients from their current subpar solution through a period of disruption to becoming clients for our organization. Okay, we cannot sell them our new solution without first disproving what they're currently using, and that's where insights come in. Okay, so why are insights so effective? Because everyone is constantly trying to get better at their job, right? Just like you're watching these training videos right now, attempting to close more, every other single buyer that we interact with is looking for a promotion to gain market share, to reduce turnover at their company, whatever their goal is. If you can establish yourself as someone who can help them achieve those goals, that is a massive credibility boost and actually provides them the incentive to spend time speaking with you. Okay, so let's look at an example of what an insight like that could look like. So let's say I'm selling RampUp, and I'm calling Steve, who is a director of sales at a SaaS-based startup. And I've called a bunch of SaaS-based sales directors, and I know that for people in Steve's position, the number one goal is to increase the close rate of their sales reps. Okay? So I would throw an insight based off of that goal into the opening lines of my cold call. So for instance, I might say, Steve, I'm calling you today because Corporate Visions recently released a study which showed that 74% of buyers choose the sales rep that was first to add value and insight. And I want to give your entire sales team the ability to provide that value your prospects are looking for. Okay? Do you see how I was able to leverage that insight to engage Steve in a relevant and impactful conversation? Okay, now contrast that to if I had just called and said, Steve, I'm calling you today because I see you're a director of sales and my company provides sales training to teams of your size. There's no context there, there's no value, there's no reason for Steve to respond to me. Okay? But if I'm able to establish myself as a provider of value, as someone with credibility who at least does their homework and knows the space Steve is in and what matters to him, then Steve actually has an incentive to respond. Okay, so how do you actually find these insights? Sadly, there's really no magic pill. There's no like central database where you're going to find everything you want. It just comes down to Google searching, reading blogs, listening to podcasts, going to webinars, industry events, networking, asking your clients and prospects, ask what matters to you. What are the key metrics you're tracking? How can I help you do your job better? It comes down to just researching your industry, researching your clients, and understanding the space you're in. So if you're selling a product that can be used across multiple verticals, across multiple industries, pick one for now and get really good at selling to that vertical. If you're selling to retail, understand what people in retail care about. What are their KPIs? What are the market trends? What do they need to do to get promoted? And sell based on those goals and objectives. And then once you've done retail, you spend like a week on that, then you can go into hospitality and tourism. Then you can go into marketing or sales or whatever it is. You need to understand the language and the objectives of the people you're speaking to. And the only way to do that is through research. Okay? And when you do this research, if you have a team to back you up, share your research with them. Work together on this. Create a centralized file where you're all sharing insights. You're saying, this worked really well for me. I found this out on my last call. I came across this really great case study that I've been using in my emails this week. Collaborate, work together, and over time you can develop a portfolio of incredibly useful information that you can use on your calls to sell more. So that is insight-based selling. Okay, so once again, the definition of insights: a relevant and compelling market research, data, point of view, experience, and expertise that when shared helps someone see things differently. If you can establish yourself as someone who provides value and helps your customers see things differently, the leads are going to come to you. Okay, so next video we're going to talk about challenger selling, which is a broader strategy of sales in which insight fits within.